Jacques-Louis David was born August 30th, 1748 in Paris and died in Brussels, Belgium in 1825. He was a French painter in the neoclassical style from about 1748 to 1825. He began painting in 1800. His most famous works include The Death of Marat and Napoleon Crossing the Alps. His painting, The Death of Marat, portrays the famous revolutionary leader Jean-Paul Marat, dead in his bath after being assassinated. Jacques-Louis David was raised by his uncles, and when he showed interest in painting, they sent him to a family friend who painted during the Rococo period, who then sent him to see another painter who painted more neoclassical art. By the age of 18, he enrolled at Académie Royale, where he encountered discouragement more than support and had a suicide attempt by not eating. But then he later received a scholarship and included well-paid commissions in France. During the early years of the Revolution, he became active, politically committed artist, involved in a good deal of revolutionary propaganda. He believed that painting was a symbol of sacrifice in the name of the Republic.
The Death of Marat is a 1793 painting of the immortal French revolutionary leader Jean-Paul Marat. Jean-Paul Marat suffered from a skin condition that made him spend most of his time in his bathtub. He was murdered by Charlotte Corday, who stabbed him in his bathtub on July 13, 1793. The Death of Marat is considered David's masterpiece and one example of how under the pressure of genuine emotion, neoclassicism can turn into tragic realism. The Death of Marat is also known as one of the most famous images of the French Revolution.
This painting was made during the shift away from the neoclassical movement and onto the Romanticism movement. Neoclassicism focused more on structure and refinement, and it often had a calm mood to the pieces. Expressed in these paintings were the ideal virtues in life and contained moral messages for the observer. The subjects of neoclassical paintings included people from the Bible, classical mythology, history, landscapes, and still lifes. The neoclassical period lasted from 1660 to 1789, while the Romanticism period lasted from 1789 to 1832. Romanticism focused more on emotion and imagination, and the mood of these paintings was often disruptive, as it was a reaction against the style of neoclassicism. Romanticism was often used as a way to spur nationalism and pride in one's country, and in this painting, portraying the death of a famous French revolutionist, it would have made many disturbed or even angry, but it would spur on his supporters to avenge his death.
The Death of Marat is a neoclassical style painting. A combination of horizontal and vertical lines are used. Horizontal lines are the bathtub edges, the top of the side table, and the ledge where Marat's head is resting. The vertical lines are the side table, the folds of the white cloth, and the imaginary line that passes through Marat's nose, down his right arm, continuing in the folds of the cloth just under his elbow. The painting is divided into two halves, the lower half with Marat, bathtub, the cloth, the papers, and ankle. And the upper half is just a neutral background. The wound bleeding and knife on the floor is a representation of his murder. The paper he is holding has the date of his death and the name of his murderer, Charlotte Corday. The space used is 162 by 128 centimeters. The scene is in Marat's bathroom. His body is partially lit by a light from the left as seen by the shadows. The body is painted as a solid and detailed form where you can see the muscles, and the most brilliant colors are the white of the cloth, the green of the bathtub top, yellow-brown of the side table, and splashes of red to represent blood.